Welcome to Kevin Bennett's Narrative. This show is solely designed to help, build, and empower you. Now, we've been doing this for a short period of time now, and it's been amazing. I've been looking for videos that will really go and penetrate the mind and the soul of people who are going through trauma, stress, depression, self-doubt, pessimism, and so on and so forth. I've just found an amazing video that I really hope will help you. This video, for me, when I watched it, it ticked so many boxes, and I'm going to tell you one main reason why. There are many of us who sit down and we look at the outside world and we believe the whole world is living an amazing life. We're on the inside dying, and that's so far from the truth. We look on Instagram or Facebook or these social platforms and everyone looks like they're winning. Then you watch TV and everybody looks like they're achieving. Then you walk down the road and everybody looks amazing. And that's so far from the truth. Many of us are suffering in silence. And I don't want you to feel like you're an outcast or you're an outlier to all of that. You're not. Many people are going through it. I want you to watch this video and we'll get back on the other side and we'll chop it up together.
What I find disturbing in our community, the African American community, is that we can talk about a thyroid, we can talk about cancer, breast cancer, AIDS even, but we won't deal with the mental, and that's an issue. I struggle with depression and anxiety. I would have to say I realized it about 2 years ago. I noticed the mood swings, like, one day I'd be up and the next day I'd be down, feeling like I don't want to go out in public, almost agoraphobic, like, too much to deal with, feeling really awkward in my skin, feeling out of sorts, and just down, like Debbie Downer, like a dark cloud. And then there would be days where my brain wouldn't stop racing, I would think of the most worst scenarios in the world, which would heighten my anxiety. And, people were like, you just need to meditate and yoga and things like that. And I would do that, but my brain would still race. For me, there was no shame when I started to recognize it. It was like that I have to get some help because I'm the life of the party. And when I go dark, I go dark. I don't want to leave the house. And my friends started to notice me pulling back. My father, who also had his issues with mental health, was really open about it, about his manic depression. But, as I think back, no one else really talked about it. It was hush hush, or, he just crazy, or, things like that. For my dad, what he needed was a culturally competent therapist. And it's not even about the skin color or the race, it's about being culturally competent. And the reason why we can't find culturally competent therapists is because at home, in the African American community, we don't talk about mental health. It's a stigma surrounding it. And when you have no one to talk to, what a person usually do is they will try to self-medicate. We're just not allowed to be vulnerable. We have to be strong all the time. This is 400 years of damage, 400 years of trauma that we have not dealt with. And the way we deal with it is be strong, put on a strong face. Nothing's wrong with you. You don't have mental health. You're not gay. You're not allowed to be human. That's a lie. We hurt and we're suffering. When you think about the trauma the African American community has been through since we've been brought to this country, we have not dealt with that. And then you get to these microaggressions that are happening right in front of our faces every day on television. Women's sons are being taken from them for no reason at all. And through that, we still have to be strong. How fucking dare you? How dare you? How dare you put that on me? I felt pressure to be strong as a black woman in Hollywood because I kept hearing that term. Everyone kept saying, be a strong black woman, strong black woman. Then I realized that's a myth. It means that I'm some superhuman in some kind of way where nothing affects me, and that is so far from the truth. Sometimes I don't want to be strong. Sometimes the weight is just too much, and to put on that facade like you're strong all the time, that's exactly what it is, a facade. That's whack. You have to be human, and human means you're vulnerable, and human means you're layered. And being in an industry where you're getting paid 52 cents on the dollar compared to a white male, things like that weigh on your soul. Because I'm an artist and I'm an artist to the bone. So when I work, I give you all of me. And to know that all of me is only worth 52 cents on the dollar of what he's getting paid, that hurts. A lot of that stuff started weighing on me and sort of like dimming my light. And I had to just get control of it. And what I started to do was started making me feel good about it is not keeping it in and talking about it, because if you talk, maybe things will get fixed. I felt such a relief when I finally said it publicly. Like, I suffer from this. People it was an outpour. It was an outpour. People, it was like they were like this, and all of a sudden they felt free to speak on it. When I got back above water, when I stopped suffocating myself, I was drowning. And once I released my truth, once I spoke my truth, I started to float back. That's what it is. It's luggage, it's baggage, and it will weigh you down. You better to pop those trunks and get that mess out and deal with it. It's okay. We're human. No one's perfect. The perfection is the perfect lie. When my therapist said that, my wings sprouted. The pressure of trying to be something perfect, which doesn't exist, is crazy. Let go of that myth. When I'm vulnerable, or I'm scared, or I'm having these non-pleasant thoughts, I let it run. Because if you muffle it, it's only going to resurface again. So you have to kind of let it run and play out like a faucet. Just let it run until the water runs out. And then when it's you pick yourself back up. Because, your mind will play tricks on you. I talk to myself. And I think more people need to talk to themselves because you work things out. And it's not, people can call it crazy, whatever. I even catch myself doing it in public and I have to stop. But it's just a way to work things out. And it's okay. It's okay. I will have a full-on conversation with myself in the mirror. When you have issues and you have no one to talk to and the walls are closing in and the voices are getting too loud, what I notice is people will start to self-medicate because you want to feel good, right? So then they turn to alcohol, they turn to drugs, and we're seeing this with the youth. A lot. I'm a celebrity, and at this point, everybody kept asking me, do you have a charity? And I really couldn't find anything that I was passionate about, and then I was like, this is it. You know what I mean? Because this is something I'm really passionate about. This is something that is a necessity for me. And I said, we have to break this cycle of keeping our mouths closed. So I called my best friend, who also has a lifetime of suffering with anxiety, and that's when we decided to birth the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, named after my father. So I think he'd be really proud. I felt such an urgency to do something. I felt like it was my mission to give back to these children because they're having coping issues. And so my foundation is what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these babies while they're kids. So we infiltrate the school. We get counselors in there who can see a child dealing with a traumatic situation at home, because these kids come to school from trauma, from traumatic situations at home, and we expect them to learn and sit down and focus. I'm speaking up now because we are facing a national crisis. I want people to know that it is okay to seek help for mental health. There is nothing wrong with it. You go to the dentist, don't you? You go get your yearly checkup. Better check on your mental.
Wow, Self. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I believe that video is powerful because there are so many people, maybe you, that are suffering in silence and totally ashamed of what they're going through. This show has been fundamentally, Kevin Bennett's narrative and Kevin Bennett's trauma, is exactly about this right here. That is the epitome of what we are pushing for. That emphasizes it more than anything. People are suffering in silence. And I want you guys to do exactly like what she said, but I'm going to add some to it. One, find a circle around you of confidence, people that you can share your thoughts with, suicidal, self-hate, um, self-anger. Find people who you can share that with, where you can feel comfortable and feel vulnerable. People suffer because they believe they have to be perfect in a world that's unperfect and that's totally imperfect. People are suffering because they look at social media and everyone on social media looks absolutely happy and everyone on social media is winning. And then you go out on the street and all these nice cars and jewelry and beautiful bodies are presented themselves to be the best that you can ever be. God's gift presented to humans. But behind all of that, there is suffering. There is 26 scales of emotions like hopelessness, depression, anger, doubt, worry, pessimism, jealousy, enviousness. All of these different emotions just weigh on you until it becomes unbearable. Find a circle of confidence you can share with. Find professional help. And she said something very, very powerful as well. If you can, find a professional who understands your religion or is a part of your religion or understands or is a part of your community or culture. Because sometimes you could be sharing with someone and you feel disconnected even though you want to be connected with that person for them to understand you. And from a professional perspective, they may understand the symptoms, but they don't understand you. They don't understand your journey or your type of journey that you've been traveling with you and your family and your community and your culture and so on and so forth. So if that is the case, try and do so. Try to listen to music that's uplifting. Stay away from anything that's going to make you emotional because that can tip you over the edge. Be very mindful of what you're listening to on what you're watching on the TV. Because once again, things can anchor you and trigger you. Be focused on also what colors you wear. Sometimes a color can make you feel down. Go through your phone and delete numbers of people that you know will call you up and bring you into an electronegative frequency. Sometimes you've got to purge your phone contacts. Go through them. Go through your social media. Anything that you know is going to trigger you, unsubscribe, delete, unfollow. Sometimes it creeps in. These frequencies creep into our world when we least expect it. The conscious mind can block things. The sub-unconscious mind will let everything in. So we need to be very mindful. Go through your house. Go from room to room. And ask yourself, what vibrational frequency does this particular thing make me have? Does it make me have a feeling of anger? A feeling of depression? Sometimes there may be a picture on your wall, and that picture is the picture that makes you feel down. But because it's been up there so long, you almost forget that that is the frequency that's been vibrating that negativity on you. Scroll through your phone, you may have pictures of your ex, you may have pictures of this particular person that's died and so on and so forth. You're not being disloyal to that person. You just need to free yourself. Sometimes you need to review your friends. Do a review on your friends. Do a 5-year review, a 2-year review. Okay, you was a friend when we was in school, but do you qualify today? Do a review on your family members. You may be uncle, cousin, brother, whoever, and I love you for that, but you don't qualify in my life because every time you're around or every time you pop up, you cause and you bring absolute mayhem and pain. Bless your sheets, your clothes, because sometimes you're introducing things into your house and you don't know what frequency they're vibrating at, and it starts to affect you. You can get out of your situation 100%. Just first and foremost, look at you in the inside. And sometimes what's weighing you down is that you need to be forgiven for something you may have done in the past. But firstly, you need to forgive yourself. Be vulnerable. Say sorry sometimes. Say sorry to yourself and say sorry to others. enjoy life more. Don't take things too seriously. I'm guilty for it. Just like the other person, I'm guilty for it. But every time I'm aware, I take time out to enjoy life. Be present, be in the moment. When we plan too much in the future, it causes us to be anxious. When we look too far back in the past, it causes us depression and pain. Just to be in the moment causes either. To the left, it means nothing. To the right, it means nothing because you're just right here, right now. You can get through your situation. You can win at the game called life. None of us is getting out of this life alive. So whilst we are here, maybe 3 scores and a 10, we need to be actively active. We can't be in a place of procrastination or being possum because of what someone has said in the past or done to us in the past. I'm going to swear right now, so just close your ears if you're not one for hearing swearing. But when we were young, when we were born, I should say, we were beautiful, precious diamonds. We were a gift from God. Everyone recognized how beautiful we were as a diamond. And then one day, shit was smeared all over the diamond. The shit came from environment, family members, friends, teachers, people in the professional world. They said to you, you're not good enough. You're too dark. You're too light. You're too short. You're too fat. You'll never be. Impossible. How can? And that shit became your self-conversation. It was said enough that you believed it. And now you got shit on your mind. You're the diamond, but you believe you're the shit. And so as the shit starts to play around in your mind over and over and over and over again, you then promoted yourself and said, I'm going to promote myself to not tell myself that I'm better, but I'm going to tell the world that I'm great, even though the shit's on my mind. And so you went out and you bought a beautiful car and you was hoping the shit won't smear out into the world and the world knows what you believe about yourself, which is I'm not worthy, capable, good enough. And so that beautiful car you're trying to sell to the world, but you know within yourself you can't sell it to yourself. And so then you got some jewelry, and that jewelry as well you tried to sell to the world, but you couldn't sell it to yourself. And then you maybe, if you was a woman or whoever, you got implants done, breasts, bum, cheeks, lips. Maybe that will convince the world, but it still doesn't convince yourself. And then your house became bigger, your jewelry became more expensive, your cars became more lavish, but nothing happened. The shit still went on in your mind. And we see results of this. Robin Williams was one of the greatest comedians of all times, but he committed suicide. He made the world laugh whilst he died on the inside. That's what happens when you don't deal with the shit. We use sprinkly stuff to lie to ourselves and others about the shit that's on our mind. Therapy is to wipe away the shit and go back to the diamond. Expressing yourself is to wipe away the shit and go back to the diamond. Being around good energy is designed to wipe away the shit and get back to the diamond. You are the diamond. That's what you are. The essence of you, the core of you is a diamond. The shit was given to us unaided. And now we receive it and we believe it. Be the diamond. Work towards a diamond. And your legacy will be of one of the diamond. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I hopefully will help build and empower you. Thank you for tuning in to Kevin Bennett's narrative, and I'll see you again on the other side. Peace.